And we're just gonna rock up onto our toes and then onto our heels. So just gently rock up and down. Is it time? Or am I starting early? No, I'm starting right on time. Perfect. Okay, let's go for real. 6 of theirs there just for a little bit of balance. When you're on your toes, you just want to warm up those ankles and warm up all the way down to the ends of your toes. Remember, when you go up on your toes, push into the floor with your toes as well. So remember, there's muscles that go right up to your knee that attach all the way down to your toes. All right, so we're just gonna do one more rock up onto your toes. And now let's just do some circles with the heel. Don't worry about which way you're going, because we're gonna go the other way eventually. So we'll give you a little bit more of a warm up through the feet. A lot of muscles in the feet get neglected when shoes are worn. All right, let's go the other way. Try and focus on the heel going around. A few more seconds here looking at the clock. All right, so now I'm gonna get you guys to roll over onto the outside of your foot. So it's almost like you're pushing your knees out to roll over just a little bit, obviously not too much. And then roll back in, so you knock knees, bring your knees in to go onto the inside of your feet and rock back out again. Rolling in and out. If you're anything like me, you're a little snap, crackle, pops while everything's loosening up. All right, so let's rest our feet there. We're gonna go to the knees. We'll bring up to a crane, open to a stork turn, and then just a gentle kick back to the crane and down. I know we normally do this as a bit of a real part of the workout, but it's also a great warm up too. So left crane, stork turn, kick the knee out or kick the heel out, back to a crane and relax. So don't try and go to full range of anything just yet. Right knee up, out, heel back, come up to a crane and relax. Remember, nice and light on the sticks. They're only there for balance. Let's bring the left leg up, open, kick that heel back. Remember, focus on the heel. Bring the knee, relax. Let's go one more time. Right knee, out to the side, slow kick back. Light on the tension here. Come back to a crane, relax it down. And one final time with that left leg. Out, kick it back. And then bring the knee back up and relax. Good. Okay, so we're gonna go into the waist. We're gonna start by taking the stick and let's place it behind us. And you can just have your hands facing front, so palms front. And all we're gonna do is just a gentle rotation. Your feet are gonna stay where they are, but everything else can move. The stick is gonna pretty much stay on your lower back. Just a nice gentle rotation. There won't be a lot of difference between the shoulder girdle and the hips. So what I'm gonna get you guys to do is that we're gonna slowly fold forward. So now the hips are gonna move less and less. And we're just gonna fold forward and start moving more of the shoulders and less of the hips. So eventually, only the shoulders and upper back are moving. And then we're gonna slowly step back up, pivoting from the hips. And as you get about halfway up, let's incorporate the hips back in there again. So now it's the hips doing most of the moving. All right, and we're gonna go back down again. So let's start folding from the hips. So when you get about halfway down where it starts to feel a little weird, start focusing on mainly just the shoulders and the thoracic spine, the upper back area. Doing all the rotating, hips are not really gonna move. And then slowly come back up again. And then slowly start incorporating the hips. So you're getting the hips swinging you around. All right, so now let's take our stick and place it on our shoulders. Resting our arms here. And let's go to our usual exercises that we do, and let's do some circles. Let's get deeper into that mid back. Make sure the shoulders and the stick stay in touch with each other. Just like a happy family. All right, that was a bad joke. All right, so just the rib cage moving, the arms aren't doing anything, just hanging out. All right, let's reverse it. Let's go the other way. A few more seconds. All right, let's pause in the middle here. Now let's do our sliding side to side. Keeping the stick parallel to the floor, reach out to one side and slide across, reach out to the other side. Try and keep the hips as stationary as possible while you reach side to side. Don't worry about how far you can go. Try and get a nice little stretch. Might not even feel very much of a stretch, it's just you're gonna get to a certain point where you just can't go any further. And that's totally your range. All right, so let's pause in the middle. Now we'll do our side to side, our teeter-totter, right side down to feel, a bit of a stretch on that left side, and then come down the other way. So we don't want to go too deep into the stretch. Nice light side to side teeter-totter. Give an easy stretch down your sides. You might notice that as you're doing this, you can go a little further each time. We're gonna go one more time on each side with this type. Then of course we'll add to it. So now as we go down with the right side, let's get that left hip out of the way. Hip goes off to the left, so your hand can go down a little further. Right hip out, left hand comes down. We're gonna do these a few times. Nice gentle switch from side to side. Getting a little deeper into the hip joint. Let's do one more on each side. Good. This is where we take our feet a little bit wider. So as we go down on the right side, we're going to bend that left knee. And our goal is to go down as far down as we can, right to that leg. Come on back up and switch sides, nice and gentle. Now, if you happen to lean a little bit forward while you're doing it, that's fine. But try to be as straight up and down as you can. That's it. Let's keep going. We're going to do two more on each side. Nice little stretch down. And the last one per side. All right, come on up tall. Back to the center. Let's take our sticks, place them down. Just rest the arms down. Still holding on to one stick. We're going to do our shoulder roll. So nice and light on the stick, wherever your hands happen to go is fine. You're basically going to try and bring the arms all the way up, bring them down around behind you as much as possible. If you have to bend your elbow to get it back there, that's fine, whatever it takes. Try and go down as far as you can. If you can only go down to the back of your shoulders, that's fine, just go there. Nice and gentle. You shouldn't have to squeeze to get in there. Should be nice and gentle, nice, easy range of motion. We're just gonna do a few of these, nice and relaxed. Light tension on the stick, or just holding it. You won't be able to hold it with a full grip. Wrists don't work that way. All right, let's do one more back and one more to the front. Now we're gonna do the vortex. So that's basically taking the right hand from the front, bring it around to the back, and then go from with the left hand from the back to the front. Your arms most likely will bend a little bit when you're doing this, but as you come up, one arm will be up, one arm will be down. We're getting basically the entire range of motion of that shoulder joint in this. So you can even just slow it if you have that availability into the shoulders. Don't worry about how many you get done. I'm watching the clock. We're going to go for another few seconds here. Oh, that's it there. So pause in the front, finish the one you're on, or swing your stick around, whatever. Left hand, front to back. Here we go. Front to back, and then right hand back to front. Nice and gentle. Leading with the opposite arm this time. Taking the left arm up. Bring it down behind you as much as you can. Right arm up. Bring it to the front. If you're not able to bring it down behind you, bring it up, take it at least behind your head, down, bring it up to down behind the head. As much range of motion as you can do, whatever you have available. All right, so let's relax those arms. We're gonna go into the legs. So the way we're gonna do that, we're gonna have our stick straight in front of us, and we're gonna take our legs out nice and wide. We're gonna go back into our lunging that we did, but this time we're gonna do it with a little bit of rotation in there too. So as wide as you comfortably can go. We're not trying to get an actual adductor stretch on this one. At the top, on the bottom, it's a different story. So we're gonna take our left hand on top, right hand. We're gonna slide our right hand down. So we're folding forward to get our hand down here. Now we're gonna bend our right leg and then bend our left leg. Back to the right side, back to the left side, back to center, straighten the legs out, and then come on up. So we're gonna get adductors in there. Sorry, I got mosquitoes back here. All right, then we're gonna do this again. Let's switch hands. Right hand on top. Let's slide that left hand down, keeping our legs nice and straight so we can get that stretch down the adductors and the hip flexor, or sorry, the hamstring. And now let's bend the left leg. Going up to bend the right leg. Each one will give you a little bit of a different stretch. Back to the left leg. Down to the right leg. Back to center, both legs are straight. Let's stand tall, bring the left hand back up to the top. We're gonna do that one more time. So left hand on top, let's slide that right hand all the way down, keeping our legs straight, arms straight. And let's bend our right leg as far down as we can. And slide yourself over, bending the left leg. Wherever that stick happens to go, it's gonna go, don't worry about it. I just want you to focus more on the leg. Bending the right leg, sliding over, bending the left. Back to center, legs are straight. Let's come on up nice and tall. And we'll finish with the right side. And here we go. Left hand all the way down, keeping our legs nice and straight. Arms straight. Now let's bend at the left knee. And we'll bend the right knee. Back to bending the left. Bending the right. Back to center, both legs straight, and slowly come on up. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna start with both sticks. Actually, we kind of already started, but anyway, we're gonna continue with our box push. So both sticks in the base position. All right, so from here, what I'm gonna get you guys to do is you're gonna raise your left knee, left crane. You're gonna push out the left foot. Focus on pushing with the heel, push into the floor with the sticks. You're gonna lean back, but I want you to lean back by squeezing your glutes to push that heel forward, and you're pushing into the floor with the sticks. Slowly come back up to a crane and relax the leg down. Reduce the tension to nothing. So come on up to a right crane. Pressing into the floor with the sticks, push the heel away, squeezing the left glute, squeeze your bum, leaning back, and slowly come back up to a right crane. Relax that leg back down. Now squeezing your glute when you're folded back like that really saves that low back. So make sure you're really squeezing. So left crane, come on up. And let's push out that heel, squeeze the right glute, pushing into the floor helps. Slowly come back up to the left crane. Relax that foot down. Take the tension off the sticks, make sure you get that blood flow. And let's go into the right crane. And push that heel out, squeeze that left glute, leaning back, supporting yourself. Slowly release back up, right crane, and relax that foot down. Good. We're gonna do one more time. All right, left crane, come on up. And squeeze your right glute, push that left heel out as far as you can, leaning back. Make sure you're pushing into the floor with that stick, or both sticks. Slowly release, come on up. Relax it down. And we'll switch legs. Right crane. All right, push that heel away. Squeeze your bum. Pushing, pushing, pushing. Slowly release, bring it up to the right crane, and relax. Good. Now, I'm gonna get you guys to put one stick down. You'll be using the other stick, but you're gonna be pushing on something, a chair, a stool, couch, friend, neighbor, whatever. I'm gonna be using my stool here. So what you can do is we're going to be on our right foot with our right hand at the base of the stick. That stick will be at our hip. So our left hand will be out, left foot is up. So we're basically going to be doing like the arabesque, bobbing bird type of exercise. You're going to fold forward till the stick touches down. And as soon as it touches down, I want you to push. Use your core, use your legs, use everything you have to push into your whatever you're using, and slowly release, and then come on back up. Try to keep your foot up. We're going to do another rep. So right hand is right at your hip, left arm is out. So try and have your right hand right at your hip here, leaning forward, whatever you're using. I have something off to the side here. And then as soon as you get to your end range, push as hard as you can. So you're going to grip with your foot that's on the floor, pushing with everything you got into the core, slowly release, and then come on back up. All right, so we're going to switch hands and switch feet. So now your left hand is at your hip, holding onto the end of the stick. We'll be on our left foot, right arm is out, and let's fold forward. Ideally, if you can keep that back leg, if you can keep that right leg nice and straight, that's awesome. So as you get down to your end range, lift that heel, push into the floor as hard as you can, using that core, the shoulders, everything. Folding for 2, 1, and slowly release. Come on back up. Try not to touch down if you don't have to. And let's go down again. If you're having issues with your balance, make sure you use a kickstand. Don't worry about it. Raise that heel up as high as you can and push into the stick as much as you can. Try and bend that stick in half. And then slowly release. Come on back up. And we're going to switch one more time. We're going to do one set on each side. So right hand at the end of the stick, which is at your hip. Left arm is out for stability. Now, if you want to have it closer to your other hand, that's going to change the tension. Having it up here is also going to change the tension. So I'll leave that up to you. When it's back here, you don't have to go down as far, which is a little bit easier than when your hand is way up tall. So that's why I always start in the middle. So here we go. Let's fold it over on the right foot. Right hand at the hip. Get to your end range. So you're there. Push. Try and push through the stick. Keeping it stable at your right hip. Use that core. Slowly release. Come on up. Good. Stay on one foot if you can. And let's go back down. Folding. Keeping that back super straight. We're folding. So it's at the hip joint. As you get to your end range, push. Push as hard as you can. Get that heel up. That helps. Push, 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 push. And slowly release. Come on up. Woo. Spin if you need to. Or just for fun. Other side. One last time on that left. So, holding it at your hip. Right arm is extended, like you're holding a big flag. All right, here we go. Let's fold it over on the left foot, holding down to your end range. As soon as you get there, push. Everything's nice and straight. Push into your stick. Try and bend that stick. Try and get as much tension into that stick as you can. And slowly release. Come on up. Try to keep your foot off the floor. And let's go back down for the last repetition. All the way down, nice and gentle, right to your end range. Oh, I'll have to edit that out. And push as hard as you can. And slowly release, come on up. And relax, good. So, that was a great practice. Now we're gonna do it again for real. Okay, we're gonna do our box push. So think as if you do have a box in front of you or a chair or somebody you don't like, whatever. Nothing personal to anybody. All right, we're gonna start with the left knee, left crane. Now use what you learned from the first set. Push into the sticks as hard as possible and really squeeze those glutes. All right, let's go left crane. Pushing into the floor, let's push that foot away. Squeezing your glutes as much as you can. We're tension all the way down to from your fingers to your toes. Slowly release, come on back up and relax everything. Good. Go to a right crane. Bring that right knee up. Push into the floor. Let's push that heel away. Squeeze that left leg. Squeeze into everything. Slowly release. Come on back up. Relax that leg back down. All right. Let's go again on that left crane. Squeeze your glute. Push that foot away. Pushing into the floor with those sticks as hard as you can. Really feel that tension. Slowly release. Come on up. Relax that foot down. Remember, with all that tension you're doing, make sure you're squeezing your glute. Save that lower back. Let's go right crane. And let's push. Push on everything. Push, 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 push. Squeeze the glutes. And release. And relax it down. Good, we got one final repetition. Here we go. Left crane. 3 times the charm. And squeeze and push. Make sure all of your fingers are on that stick, pushing down. And release. And relax the foot down. And we go one final wrap. A lot of tension going on. Remember to release in between each one. To get that blood flow in there. All right, right crane. Squeezing. Push that heel out. Relax. Don't relax into it. Push into it. Now you can relax out of it. And relax down. And we'll take the tension off. Good. All right, place the stick down on the floor. In case anybody needs to know, it's 20 minutes after the hour. Jane needs to know. She's in the studio. I'm outside the studio. All right, so we're gonna do our bobbing bird with the extra tension. So we're doing it right hand into the hip, left arm extended. Now, if you want, you can try it doing the other way with your hands closer to each other or further away this time, because now you already know what you're doing. All right, so let's fold over, keeping everything nice and straight. Get to your end range and push as hard as you can. Try and bend that stick. You're holding on nice and tight with the right, pushing with the left, and now let's release. Come on up. Try not to touch down if you don't have to. And let's go back down for the second repetition. All right, when you get your end range, here we go. Push in. Keep that left arm as straight as you can. So it's your core pushing down. If your elbow is bent, you're gonna use a lot of arm strength to push in. We don't want that. All right, slowly come on up. Excellent, let's switch hands. Left hand into the hip. Stabilizing, right arm super straight. That way the tension is going right through the shoulder, into the core. And let's fold forward on the left leg. Get down to your end range and push. Try and bend that stick in half. That's it, keep that tension, keep that tension. And slowly release, come on up. Now, if you have to, remember, use your other foot as a kickstand. Don't rely on it for anything other than slight balance control. Here we go, oh my gosh, last repetition. All right, everything's super straight, brace and push. Make sure that core's braced, nice and solid, shoulder blades are down and back. There's a lot to this one. All right, slowly release, come on up. All right, let's relax for a minute as I change the page. All right, so we're gonna be doing some archer exercises and we will be pushing and pulling. So actually it's more of a crossbow. It's actually the name of the exercise. So we're gonna take one stick, place it on the floor. Make sure you brace that stick with the instep of your foot. So I have it in my right hand and under my left foot. We will be pulling. That's why you need it braced under that foot. If you don't, well, don't try it to see what happens because you might get hurt. All right, so basically we're just gonna push and pull. So we're gonna fold over, so our back is nice and straight. So always remember, when you fold, it's from the hips, you're over here. Let me get you guys. You're folded, you're gonna take your arm, place it about the middle of the stick, and I'm gonna get you to rotate to push into the stick, pushing down towards your foot. So focus on pushing down, not anything else. Keeping everything super straight and tight. You're pushing in, you're gonna hold it and hold it. Where's that second hand? There it is. And slowly release. Okay, so now we're gonna reverse it. Make sure that your foot is tucked on top. Grab a hold of the stick nice and tight. The top hand, as long as it's pushing down on the stick to hold it there, that's fine. You're gonna rotate the other way. So I'm gonna rotate as I'm trying to pull that stick up and rotate to pull. So arms are always straight. We're rotating through the spine. Trying to get some tension in through the stick. Getting some solid isometric tension and slowly release. And let's stand up tall and let's switch sides. Now stick is under my right foot. Left hand is on the stick. Folding over, remember stick your bum out as you fold over. Right hand is about halfway. Your left hand in this position here, when you're pushing on it, it can be either way. Whatever's most comfortable, because you're just resisting the rotation throughout. So you can have it however is most comfortable. All right, so from here, I'm gonna rotate to push my hand and shoulder closer to that left foot while I'm holding on to the end of that stick with my left hand, working on grip strength. So reflectively, I'm actually pulling with the left side and pushing with the right to get a really good tension, really good amount of tension through that core. All right, slowly release. Just wanted to talk through it so I could waste some time here. All right, give your stick a bit of a spin, or actually no, you don't need to because we already pushed it that way. All right, now we're gonna pull up. So remember, watch that left hand so it's nice and solid. So arms are straight. Let's rotate up. To reverse the pull on the stick. Now it's bending towards you. Rotating through the back. Back is super straight. Make sure your back is always straight when we rotate. And slowly release. Good. Okay, so stand up. We're going to keep our feet where they are. And we're going to do some more archers, but this time it's an actual archer with a bow, not a crossbow. So our right hand is going to be about the level of our elbow. All right, so that's where we're going to start. We're going to take our left hand, place it on top. We're going to take our hip. You're going to move your hip out to the left, and you're going to straighten both arms out at the same time. You're going to try and straighten both arms, look underneath. Legs are going to be straight. You're just pushing your hip over, so we're just changing our angle a little bit. We're trying to get just a little bit of tension through the core, and then slowly release, come on back up. Give our stick a bit of a spin, and then we're going to do that again. So you're going to push your hips out to the left while we straighten both arms out to the right. We're getting nice, kind of like opposite tensions through the shoulder joint while we're pushing out here. Pushing with our right arm, reflectively pulling with the left, and slowly release. Come on up, let's switch sides. Bring that stick over to the left foot, just outside those toes. Left hand is about elbow level, right hand is on top. Now everybody's gonna have a little bit different on both sides, so as long as you try to straighten both arms, straighten your legs. Let's push our hips out to the right and straighten both arms. Try and look underneath your arm to see the camera. Hi. All right, slowly release. Give the stick a bit of a spin, and then we're gonna do that again. All right, and push our hip out to the right, straighten both arms, and give it a push. Push as much as you can with that left arm while keeping it kind of straight up and down. Try not to have it go forward. Try and keep it back. So it's straight up and down from the floor, and slowly release. Excellent. So we're gonna go back to the crossbow again. We're gonna take our stick, we'll start on the left. Dig it in underneath that left foot. So you can, again, experiment with wherever your hand is. You can have your hand up there. It's gonna change if your hand is here because you're gonna be folded over a little bit more, so you can adjust as necessary. Everybody's gonna find a little bit of a difference to each one. All right, holding on to the end with your left hand around the middle if you want to stick to the basics. And let's rotate to push that left hand towards that right foot. And if you want to try and get a little bit more out of it, more stretch, once you're pushing, fold over a little bit more and try and reach that left hand to that right foot. You're gonna feel a lot of stretch. All right, slowly release, come on up. And now we're gonna reverse it. So watch how that right hand is. Left hand is here, fold it over. Let's rotate the opposite way and pull up. It won't be as much rotation, but that doesn't matter. It's the tension that matters. Hold it here. Give that tension through the spine and slowly release. Good. Stand up tall. Let's switch feet with the end of the stick. Left hand is on top. Let's fold it over. Make sure that back is super straight when you fold it over. Grab a hold of the stick where you need to. And let's rotate to push into the stick. And then if you want to add more to it, remember, fold over a little bit more. Try and reach down to that left foot with everything super straight. You're gonna feel a lot of extra stretch. And let's slowly release, come on up. Back to your folded position. Hands still in the same place. We're gonna row, we're gonna pull this time. So let's rotate backwards, pulling on the stick, get that bend. So it's bending towards you. Try and rotate as much as you can. Slowly release and come on up. Excellent. So keeping our feet where they are, we're gonna do one more round of our sideways archer. So left hand on top, right hand about where your elbow is. Let's push our hips out to the left and straighten both arms up. So straighten that right arm out as much as you can. That's the main focus. And then try and get your head right underneath that left arm. You know you're gonna be lined up as if you're standing right next to a wall. There we go. And slowly release. Give that stick a bit of a spin. We're gonna do one more repetition on this side. All right, so make sure you get a nice little rest in between, get that blood flow. All right. Push the hip out to the side and push to straighten out that right arm. Holding yourself here, feeling a nice tension. You move the stick around to feel the stretch, feel the tension through everything. All right, slowly release. And we'll take the stick off on the other side. All right, right hand on top, left hand where it needs to be. And let's push our right hip out to the side. And let's extend that left arm, push away as much as you can, and try and get your head underneath that right arm. That's it. And we'll slowly release. Come on up. Give it a stick a bit of a spin. And get ready for the last repetition. And I'll change the page again. All right. Pop the hip up to the side. Straighten that left arm out as much as you can. Holding on tight with that right arm. Try and get it right underneath. Get your head right underneath that right arm if you can. And let's slowly release. Excellent. All right. Moving on. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a triangle here. So we're gonna take our stick, place it back over top of our shoulders. Just one second here. Excuse me, it's a little dry out here. So we're resting on top here. So we're gonna take our right foot pointed towards the long end of our mat. Left foot pointing towards the small end of our mat, if you're on your mat like I am. If not, just look at my feet. All right, so from here, I'm gonna get you guys to take, the left hand's gonna go up, the right hand's gonna go down. You're gonna get a nice stretch to that whole left side. Push down with that right arm to try and get as low as you can. Try and get that stick as perpendicular to the floor as possible while still keeping it on your whole shoulder girdle. Big, huge stretch. All right, let's slowly push down with that left and keep right on going all the way down to the knee. Push down, try and get down as far as you can. Again, the goal is to be perpendicular with both your legs nice and straight. And let's come on back up. Legs are straight, pushing down with the right hand. We're gonna go one more time, all the way down. Now your hips might move a little bit, that's fine, but try and keep the legs straight. Arms are straight. Torso is definitely not straight. And slowly reverse it, pushing down with that left hand. Go all the way down. Down as far as you can. Now, if you can, from here, once you're down, you can actually fold it a little bit more and try and reach for your foot. Get as much in there, as much reach as you can. Why not? All right, slowly come out of that. All right, we're gonna continue with that, but we're gonna switch our feet. We're gonna do the same thing. That way it's a little bit different through the hip joint. All right, and also remember, whenever you're in an extreme range, you slowly go to your maximum end range position. Always come out of it slowly. Never pop right out of a stretch because the muscles might panic. I've had it happen to me. You don't want it to happen to you. All right, so from here, let's take our left hand down. Remember, your hip is gonna shift out of the way a little bit, that's fine. Down as far as you can, reaching up. You'll notice one side's probably tighter than the other. All right, slowly shift, pushing down with the right hand. Let's go all the way down, try and reach down to that right knee. And if you get down as far as you can here, you wanna go a little further, bending at the hip a little bit more, by all means, reach as far as you can. And slowly come on up. and reverse it right back down with the left. And slowly come out of that one, go right down with the right hand. One final time. You might even find that it's a little bit easier as you get going. Start to loosen up a little bit more, your body starts to fold a little different. All right, slowly come on up out of that. All right, let's take the stick off our shoulders, relax our arms, get a little bit of blood flow in there. All right, grab your other stick. We're gonna do standing cat-cow. So holding onto both sticks. We're gonna fold over. So remember when we're folding over, all of our weight is on our feet. Okay, so very light on the sticks. You're not pressing down on the sticks. Once we're into a nice relaxed stretch here, we're gonna tuck our tailbone under, round. So you feel that stretch in your mid to lower back, and then slowly take that tailbone, and raise your tailbone up as high as you can. And once your tailbone is up, try and drop your chest a little lower if you can. Get a little bit extra stretch out of it, why not? All right, tuck that tailbone under. Slowly tucking it under, getting it a nice rounded back on top. Feeling this in the low back, mid back. And let's drop the belly towards the floor while you take that tailbone up as high as you can. Now let's give it a little bit of extra push through the chest towards the floor. And let's unwind one last time. Let's tuck that tailbone under, rounding all the way up, all the way to a very tall standing position. And relax up here. Okay, so we're gonna go do both of those one more time. So we're gonna take our stick. Let's place our stick back on top of our shoulders. All right, so right foot straight ahead, left foot 90 degrees out. All right, so let's start by taking our right hand. Let's push our right hand down towards the knee. Reach up as high as you can. Try and breathe as relaxed as possible. If you're at an end range and it's hard to breathe, release some of that by don't going as far. Does that make sense? Okay, let's drop that left hand. Apparently it's hard to talk when you're stretching too. Take that left hand all the way down. Yeah, if there's too much tension in through the rib cage and it's hard to breathe, come out of it a little bit. Breathing is more important. All right, come on back up. Let's go back down with the right side. Nice and smooth and controlled. Legs are still straight. All the way down, reaching to the sky. And slowly release. Let's come back down. Left hand towards the floor. Breathing relaxed. And we're trying to go down as far as you can. As soon as you get it down, you're angling as much as you can. Then move your hip out of the way. Try and drop as far as possible. Get as much as you can out of it. All right, slowly come on back up. And let's switch our feet. Left foot pointing forward, right foot pointing out. That was weird. Sorry, I apparently had a bug underneath my foot the whole time I was doing that. Oh, I gotta love being outside. All right, left hand down. We'll start going to the back. Live classes, gotta love them. All right, come on up. Big stretch. And slowly release all the way down on the right. Make sure that shoulder girdle and stick is fully touching the whole time. Come down as far as you can. And slowly release, come on back up. Let's continue all the way down with that left side one final time. Make sure you're breathing relaxed. Hopefully you're finding that you're actually going further now than you were before. And slowly come on up. Now let's drop that right hand down one final time. then once you're down to your end range, try and get a little bit more by getting those hips out of the way. And slowly come on back up. And just relax those arms. We'll do our cat-cow one final time. All right. And let's fold it over, stick our bum out. So we're balanced, basically, very low tension on the sticks. And so let's tuck our tailbone under. Let that lower back round. And let's push that tailbone up in the air. Belly towards the floor, then your chest towards the floor. Arms are relaxed. Get as much stretch through the shoulders as you can. Now let's tuck our tailbone under. Feel that stretch through the low to mid back. And let's reverse it again. Tailbone up. Make the tailbone as high as you can. You might feel a stretch on the hamstrings as well, it's a bonus. Pushing the belly towards the floor, then the chest. Again, arms are just relaxed. The more relaxed you are, the more stretch you'll get. Now let's get that final one in. Let's tuck that tailbone under. Slowly reversing it. Tucking under, rounding up, all the way to a tall standing position. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do our final, no, we need both sticks. We're doing our skier. So remember the skier, the sticks start in the base position, 6 inches from your feet. Nice and relaxed on the sticks. Remember, the higher your hands are on the sticks, the more stretch you're gonna get without having to drop down as far. So let's squat, keeping our back straight. Now if you feel this in your lower back, remember to tuck your tailbone under a little bit so it reduces the tension through the low back. So keep the chest up, shoulders are down. Let's open up the chest. Take the sticks behind you, keeping your chest up. When your chest drops, you change the stretch. So this, we want this mostly in the chest and shoulders. So let's take our right arm around. Round as far as you can. Try and keep your hips centered between your feet. Let's slowly bring our right hand back. Feel the stretch across the chest, and then take the left arm around. Round as far as you can get it, keeping your hips between your feet. Slowly open back up again. Go until you feel that stretch across the chest. Now I'm gonna get you guys to straighten your legs. You're gonna fold over, drop into a bit of a deeper stretch. Move the sticks so they're straight out to the side. Right around where you feel the most stretch across your chest. If you feel more in your shoulders, adjust so you feel it across the chest. You can hang out here for another second or so. All right, slowly bend the knees and then come on up nice and tall. All right, so we're gonna do that one more time and then we're gonna do our arm cross T-zone stretch, my favorite finishing exercise. All right, one final time, let's squat it down. Chest is up, shoulder blades are down and back. Make sure you tuck that tailbone a little bit if you feel this in your lower back. All right, let's open up. Remember, with your chest up, you're gonna feel a little bit more in the chest, less in the shoulders. All right, let's take that right arm across. Keeping the hips centered, rotate around as much as you can. And let's open up that arm, open up the chest. Feel the stretch across your chest and then take the left arm around. Now you can even push into the floor with the sticks if you want. Change it up as you're going, as long as you're getting the maximum stretch as you can. All right, let's open up with that left arm again. Feel the stretch. And now let's straighten our legs, folding forward. Let those arms go out to the side, feel it in the chest, and then hang out there for a few seconds. So I'm just trying to use my hands to hold onto the sticks, so my weight is all on my legs. Maybe a little bit of weight on the sticks just to feel the stretch. And slowly bending our knees and come on up tall. Really like that one because if you're sitting a lot, whether you're driving, you're on a computer or anything like that, you tend to round forward a little bit and the shoulder's gonna come forward. That's gonna really stretch out all those internal rotators. All right, one stick. We're doing our arm cross. You can spin your stick if you like, that is totally optional. All right, so make sure your hands are wide enough so that when you cross over, you're automatically getting a stretch right off the bat. If your hands are too sticky. Okay, squeeze our bum and let's hunch forward. I get a nice hunch to that upper back. Lower back is nice and straight up and down. All right, slowly come on up. Let's switch arms. Send that right arm up and around. And hunch. That's it. Feeling this across that upper back. A little bit down the mid back. All right, let's spin our arms one final time here. To the left, standing tall, side bending to the right. Now, once we're side bended to the right, let's pull with that right arm to get the stick closer to the floor. So try and get the end of the stick that's by the left towards the floor as much as you can. Breathing relaxed. Slowly come around. Let's go the other way. Right hand spins on top. And we side bend to the left. Pulling with the left arm to try and get the stick closer to the floor on that left side. And slowly release. And give it a spin.